All right. Welcome, everyone. Last Monday call of the month. Hope you guys are doing amazing and enjoying just this hot weather. My name is Sarah Stutzman, and I am a brand partner with Young Living for 8 years. And what I have found that I have loved the most about oils and what has kept me coming back over and over and over is simple solutions. Simple solutions, and they're stinking fun. Like they're fun. Um, in the chat, go ahead and share. I know everyone's kind of like incognito tonight. You're all doing your thing, and I love it. It's just I actually took a nap before this Zoom. I came home from Hannah's tutoring at like 4, and I was like, I should probably take a nap, but I just went out and weeded my garden, and I was like, I can't keep going. Yeah, it's May. It's like May-cember, right? And so it's busy. So comment and tell us in the chat, like what keeps you coming back over and over and over with Young Living oil? Share with us in the chat. Like I was sharing, like I love the solutions. Like we started because my baby wasn't sleeping and then she had respiratory and digestive issues. And so for us, it was a great solution. But then I also found that I just love concocting things. And now my girls are older and they love making things. Roller bottles, perfume, face wash, all necessities, right? As a girl. But I love that I'm raising my girls up using things that are are healthy, that their body is going to resonate with. And, growing up in the 80s, 90s, I was a 90s girl, Bath and Body Works, Victoria's Secret, and I loved all the girly girl things, but those things were wreaking havoc on my hormones. And so for our girls to be able to just concoct and make fun girly things with their oils is just something that I just keep coming back over and over for. And so that's kind of like my focus for the summertime is fun. And then also a little bit of practical too. So, oh, whose iPhone? I'm thinking it's Melody. Um, you love making things too, and the amazing smells without the fragrance drunk, right? And putting things in our diffuser. Yes, okay, yes, it's you. um, and making fun diffuser blends. I was a candle junkie. Like I just loved all the different candles for every single season. But with our oils, we can have a few staple oils for each season, right? And we can concoct all different kinds of beautiful scents for our home. And on a Monday, we bless our home. I call it blessing our home, where we break out our thieves cleaner, and we get to work and we clean our home. And our girls can help. I don't have to worry about like huffing oxygen while I'm, cleaning my house. And so I don't know where I was going with that. Fragrance drunk. Oh, and so on a Monday too, we clean our diffusers. And so all new scents go in the diffuser and we just kind of just grab oils and just make fun scents. And then our house smells amazing and it just feels good, right? It feels good. And our girls have come to know they are like, Monday, but then at the end of Monday, they're like, this is amazing. So let's talk summer parties. Like I was saying, like, the thing that keeps us coming back over and over is the solutions, but then also the fun of these oils and the things that we can do with them that we can ditch so many things, like ditching candles, over the counters, cleaners, even upgrading to better supplements because our supplements have essential oils in most of them. And that means that our body's actually going to absorb a lot of the nutrients, more nutrients than just regular health food store supplements. And so when you're thinking summer classes, parties, how do you feel about that? Does that excite you or does that make you a little nervous? And if it's easier to unmute yourself, feel free to if you want to. I don't mind. Does it make you nervous? Because there's only a few of us on here. When you think summer parties, does it overwhelm you or are you like, yeah, this is going to be so much fun? Like, do you have ideas rolling around in your head? Anyway, you can chat or you can unmute.
Hi. um, it excites me, but I feel always concerned on whether or not anyone's going to come. Um, so I think sometimes that excitement gets depleted by the anxiety of what am I going to do? Is anyone going to come? Who am I going to invite? I could go around and just message and ask people and invite people, but who actually is going to, come to this event that I'm going to plan?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely understandable. We'll talk about that. Anyone, but you've had pampered chef parties, right?
Yeah. It's been a couple years since I really hosted anything here.
Okay.
Um, but even then it was, it was the excitement, but
Mm-hmm.
then who would attend? And there would be some events that would get a really good turnout, and then others where it would be one or two people, and that was always fine too, because you get that one-on-one time with those people.
Yep. Yep. So
But I think it's a different avenue, and also I'm in a different stage where I feel like there's a lot more going on.
yeah, and
Although when the big kids were babies, there was still a lot going on, and you manage and you make it happen. So I don't know, it's just different, I feel like.
yeah, yeah, and you just yeah, we'll get there. I love that. That's a great response. So the excitement, but who's gonna come? Who's gonna come, right? We just mentioned summer fun, yes. But the yes of fear of no one showing or thinking I'm a crazy oil lady. Okay. Yes. I agree with you. Melody says, I agree with you. I just had a class and 7 people said they were coming, ended up with 4. But yay for 4. Oh my word. Yeah. Okay. Um, so let's talk about this. And I did make reference to pampered chef in this. Like, so when you think about like when you think about these parties, right? There's so many different ways that you can go. And when I think of like parties or classes, I always go back to pampered chef parties. That's just, I've always gone to pampered chef parties. And, someone invites you and you're like, yeah, sure, I'll go, because it's like cooking is my thing. But there's going to be really good food and really good recipes. And so it's like, okay, what's going to draw people in? And then you see these like amazing like solutions, right? Great product, great kitchen tools that are going to make cooking easy throughout the different seasons. Um, and so at the end, you go expecting, right? You go expecting to purchase something, right? That's just how that works. I think parties with Young Living can roll the same way. I think we can have that fun aspect. And so, Janelle, you were saying, you don't want to be the crazy oil lady, right? And then Melody, you're like, you had four show up, and that's awesome. You had 4 people come, because I know when I started having classes, you would have those like 7 people that show up, and then you have the no shows, and you're like, I set everything up because that was way back when you just did Facebook invites, and you didn't have like Eventbrite or people had to reserve and buy a ticket. Um, and so you expect all these people to come and then no one comes. And you're like, I set everything up and no one showed. And so that's just devastating. But I think maybe let's just change our perspective and not necessarily throw it out there to the world, but think about your mama friends or your best girlfriends, whatever season you are in life, and roll with it. And maybe it's not just like a party or a class, but it's something fun. So, like I'm thinking, summer sprays. Like it doesn't have to be extravagant. It doesn't have to be like 4 make and takes, or, sit down and listen to me talk about oils for an hour. It could be just an afternoon fun of if you have a pool, or if you just want to invite some ladies over for a Friday night, a fun night, and you make one thing. Like I've seen someone do just dryer ball spray, and that's it. Like you have some dryer balls, everyone comes, grabs a dryer ball, and you make a dryer ball spray. Now, when you're thinking summertime, like think about some summertime fun things. Like if you have little ones, like a hair detangler spray would be fun. Like get your kids together and let the kids make it. And you and all the mamas talk and then pass solutions back and forth. So it's more of just hanging out. It's not necessarily a class. I think times have changed. I really do think times have changed because people's time is very valuable. And so people are thinking, okay, well, I could spend 2 hours at this class, or I could spend 2 hours, putting my garden in that really needs to get in. Or, they're wavering back and forth because, Angela, we're having that class that's coming up. And you guys are all invited. Come. It's the emotions and balance, which is such a super important topic. It's a Sunday afternoon. It's hopefully not a busy time. It's a busy time. Every time's a busy time, right? Um, but I've had people reach out to me, oh, I work or I have this going on. Is it going to be recorded? We're in this day and age where COVID just jaded us and we want things when we want things. And we want things recorded to catch up because our schedules are so busy. And so for us, it's more about time together. So our summer events should be more about community and time together. So that may look like the kiddos tagging along to a Friday night party, or maybe it is a Friday night mama party. Like maybe mamas just need time out. Or maybe it's like I was thinking like, do I want to set up a slip and slide? I don't know, like slip and slide and slushies, and like talk about Ningxia Red and popsicles and things that mamas could make that are healthier and more wholesome in the summer months with better ingredients than like store-bought popsicles. I mean, there's a time and a place for just store-bought popsicles, but getting our kids involved in cooking and or just making things. You could even throw some first aid in there if you want to, like some solutions. The summer sprays, maybe it's like a mermaid spray, and there's another one that I'm thinking of doing, mermaid spray and a boo-boo spray. So fun, but also solutions. So how could you create an in-person event that's not so event-ish? I mean, like not so like, oh, come to my class, right? But make it more of this is going to be a fun afternoon together. Just getting mamas together, ladies together, whatever season of life that you're in, getting people together. It could be a mocktail party, making mocktails. Or if you prefer alcohol, making alcoholic beverages with oils. I know some people will do pairings. They'll do beer and oils together, or wine and oils. So that could be something fun as well. Even like going out to a pub, to a winery and ordering a bunch of drinks and then, talking about it around the table. Like, oh, I use citrus fresh in this really light beer. I don't know. I don't usually pair my oils with my beer or wine, but I mean, that could be something that you choose to do if you want to research more. So going out and doing that out and about. So again, fun, easy solutions. You can even do gardening if you want to do like some gardening fun, but I don't know. Do you guys have any ideas? Do you have any ideas rolling around in your head of something that you want to do this summer? Feel free to unmute or just chat here.
I I kind of want to do something where I'm introducing people
Mhm.
to this lifestyle of oils and diffusing and everything, but I don't want it to be too much. Like I have a tendency to want to give you too much information.
Mhm.
And I know how that could be overwhelming, and it's like less fun and more, you know, more of the get down to business, learn all the things. Um, but the idea of the summer sprays makes it more lighthearted. I feel like with the boo boo spray, I've made that. I have it up on our counter, and I keep saying I want to make the hair detangler for my daughter.
Yeah.
um, so I feel like they would be two fun ones that could kind of break the ice a little
Mhm.
bit to help introduce people to using oils. Because even you come in my house, I mean, there's diffusers. It's like 4 diffusers going on every floor.
Yes.
So it's very much like it's just part of our lifestyle and our routine. And I think people when they see that, then the questions start coming as well.
Yeah. And then when you invite them in your home, you're just showing them like one way of
Hmm.
using oils, the topical, right? Like on the skin, on the hair.
Yeah.
But when they see it in your home and they smell it, they're like, oh, what are you diffusing? Oh, how does this work? The questions start, and then that's
Hmm.
naturally like how you share,
Yeah.
and so I feel like, yeah, because in the beginning days of when we were sharing oils, it was that sit down. Here's the 3 ways you use oils: topically, ingesting, if you feel comfortable doing that, and then diffusing. So I said it topically, ingesting, diffusing, and then I think that could be like, whoo, because those people that are just starting are like, what?
Yeah.
Ingesting?
It's
I
a
would
lot.
never do that, and that kind of just shuts them down there. But if you could give people that solution of, yeah, here's a boo boo spray, or here's a detangling spray, something that meets your market's need, your friends, the people that you hang out with. Um, yeah, make it more, like you said, like lighthearted. So yeah. So how do we do this? How do we plan a party, right? Let's see. Oh, there was a comment here. Yeah, Janelle, that first aid class, that was fun. Like, we did that like round robin. Okay, bug repellent, boo boo spray, bug repellent. That would be fun. Just like a roller bottle, because that teaches people how to make a roller bottle too. Um, yeah, so okay, so Janelle's friends are having her baby sprinkle for her, and she was thinking about just bringing her diffusers and having oils going, and maybe get the conversation started in a casual way. Absolutely. My friend threw herself a 40th birthday party. It was a whole weekend long birthday party. And the one night was country line dancing. She had a line dance instructor come in, but she had roller bottles that people could make. So she had them out, and everyone could just make a roller bottle. Simple, right? She didn't teach a class. They had fun, but people were asking. And naturally, oily people are going to be like, oh, yeah, this is what you do. This is how you make roller bottles. So it wasn't even like that wasn't the focus. So that would be great, Janelle. And even if you could find on Etsy or Life Steps, if you have the Life Steps app, there's probably like baby recipes or children's recipes that maybe you can even just have like a postcard or like a little pamphlet of how to use oils with kids and just have it there like as a take home gift for people to be like, oh, this is interesting. Here's how I use oils on my toddlers and my babies. So go for it, girl. Do it. So as we're jumping into that, like how do we plan a party, right? So it could be as simple as if you have friends over for a picnic and you have a little station that they can concoct you know, an insect repellent. You have the recipe that they can then take home, but you have all the oils and everything there for them. So it could be like maybe that's not the focus, but it's still there and people are going to question and ask, right? But you're not having an actual class. So I have this backwards here. So bounce ideas off of me, right? Message me, bounce ideas off of me, or someone you feel comfortable bouncing ideas off of. And then, you know, come up with your recipes, find recipes. I just search Pinterest. I search Life Steps app. If you have the paid version for Life Steps app, which I highly suggest, it's only like $8. You get the pro version. And it's, yeah, like I said, it's $8, but they have recipe cards. You can search anything. There is so much amazing information in there that you can go on there and you can print recipes, you can print little cards, use that as a tool so you don't really have to go to Etsy and find, you know, cards and stuff. Um, and then all your supplies, you know, grab those on Amazon, your bottles, your coconut oil. I always grab all that stuff on Amazon. And then your oils, obviously, like think ahead. This is where planning comes into play. Like if you know you're gonna use oils that aren't in your arsenal already, plan ahead for your loyalty rewards, you know, put all those things on your loyalty rewards so that you're getting your points back, right? And then you're using them also for a tax deduction because those are things you're using for a class, right? And so you can choose to have a class, you know, they can pay for the class, but if you're like having a picnic and you're just having some friends over, obviously you're not going to pay like, oh, sorry guys, that's going to be $5 for you to take that home. Like this is just your gift to your friends, right? Like this is something fun. So think of it as like a birthday party. This is what I like to think of, like a birthday party. Um, you got the food, you have the entertainment, right? Or that little like crafty fun thing that you have for kids to do, right? People like to be entertained. You have your little make and take station. So one thing. And then you know, you have your dessert, which could be like maybe it's even drinks too, like a Ningxia punch, like a Ningxia mocktail or a Ningxia slushy. So think like birthday party style. I think that's how we have to think forward for our summer classes, birthday party style. Make it fun and entertaining. And then, you know, if you do have a class, if it is more of like a first aid class and you are hosting something that's a little bit more professional, right? Then think about the price of your bottles, of your coconut oil. You can, I estimate prices for like, okay, this is a more pricey oil. So I'm going to, you know, we're using 15 drops of this, or you can actually do the math and like do the price of the bottle. So in a 5 ml, there's about 85 drops. A 15 ml, there's like 250 drops. So then you can divide and do the math there for the price per drop. And then, you know, just market. If you are like advertising this as a class and you want people to come and you want people to pay and really have that education, market, market, market. Melissa and I were just talking about this today because, you know, we're hosting our emotions and balance class. And our goal was to have 30 people. We have about 6 people registered. And we're like, and it's like 2 weeks away. And we're like, what? We've been sharing it. We've been sharing it in our group. Melissa's been sharing it in her group. We've been sharing it on our feed. And even the Royal Crown Diamonds talk about how they have to market their free events over and over and over and over again, free. So our challenge is making our events something that no one wants to miss. Like they're going to need it so bad in their life. So how do we word it? How do we educate them so that they see the need for this in their life? You know, so if you're going to have a paid class, market, educate, 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 offer value, value, value by kind of already giving them everything they're going to pretty much get at the class. but that they want to be there, to smell the oils, to have the experience, to go home with something, to have the community. And also inviting, like invite, 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 invite. And then the day of, you're prepping, right? You're prepping everything. And, you know, and usually this takes a good, like, month to plan because of ordering and thinking through logistics. So that's why I'm like, just have fun this summer. Just have fun. Like, just have some summer picnics, maybe have a country line dancing party and have like a, I don't know, cowboy cologne or something that you like make a fun like perfume or I don't know, like what could you do to just again offer people value and love on them, where it's not necessarily about buy my product, but more about how can I give you solutions, offer value to your life, love on you, and invite you into my beautiful lifestyle, and invite you into like these, using these beautiful oils, smelling them, experiencing them. And then if they have questions, then they can come back to you. So it's not necessarily just a class where you're sharing and then you're offering, like, okay, here's how to purchase, right? I think those days may have passed. I think there's still room for that, but I think people want more authenticity. They want solutions. They don't want to be sold on anything because they're being sold every single day on social media, you know? And so now it's about relationships. So have fun this summer. Let me look to see what you guys have. Yeah, definitely the insect repellent. And even, Young Living's insect repellent is so stinking amazing. Like, I don't even make insect repellent anymore. I just take that bottle and I still have some from last year and I just squirt it into a roller bottle and put a little bit more purification in there and just roll it on. And honestly, I also was at the cabin this past weekend and the one thing, like we've gone up to our friend's cabin for years and they always have the spray, you know, the off, and they're spraying it all over themselves. And was it last summer? I just took up a couple bottles of citronella because I was like, this is easy. I didn't take the whole bottle of insect repellent. I just took citronella because Young Living always gives us that for free, always. And I have like multiple bottles. That was easy to pack. That I had two bottles, they were gone. Everyone's like, this works so much better than off. It's so much easier. And so my friend Courtney, she's already a customer, but she's like, I went to Young Living and I bought tons of bottles of citronella and, and little spray bottles. And when we went up this weekend, that's what was all over the cabin. Everyone was just spraying citronella all over themselves. So even just something as simple as citronella in a little spray bottle, or a roller bottle. It doesn't have to be all these different oils. So yeah, yeah, Janelle, it's like a goodie bag they get to take home. So we have 10 minutes. Any questions or anything you want to run past me or logistically, like how do I have classes or I don't know. I mean, I would love to come teach a class for you guys too. You guys are all local. And I was like, it would be great. I think we need to bring that back, like teaching classes for each other or for our, for our teammates offering to teach classes. I think this is where we get held up. Like you were saying, Angela, I don't know who's going to come, right? I don't know. I have all these great ideas, but I don't know who's going to come. I think we just got to put it on the calendar and just plan, you know, just plan it. And if one person shows up, my husband always said, if one person shows up, that one person wants to be there, they want to be learning, and then you get that one-on-one time. Oh, I've had many one-on-one events. So yeah, any questions? If not, that's fine too. You can always reach out to me. I encourage you, just, I don't know, plan something fun. Like plan June, plan July. And then August is always moms are thinking back to school. So you can still do like a fun back to school in August. I know a friend of mine, she did even for teachers too. They made they were little tins with roller bottles for like emotions or clarity. They did little tiny roller bottles in these little tins. So it was kind of like a first aid kit, but it was like a first aid back to school kit. The teachers loved it. They came and made a bunch. Parents made a bunch for their kids. And so, yeah, or even just, even getting together and making diffuser bracelets too for back to school for your kiddos and get the kids involved and they can come make it. They can come make those little first aid back to school little pouches. Yeah, so August is usually like a back to school thing. Think fun, think creatively, bounce ideas off of me. You can message me. But yeah, our businesses should not, I was thinking about this today. When my business becomes like, I feel like I have to do something, or I'm not keeping up, or I'm feeling stressed, I don't want to do it. And so I'm like, nope, I don't want that pressure. I simply want to add value to people's lives, give them solutions, and have fun while I'm doing it. And that's what we get to do with Young Living. So if it becomes a pressure, just back off and just do one class a month and make it fun. So you guys got this, right? Reach out if you need anything. Thank you for joining. And next month, I know I had a first aid class here at the beginning of May, and I did have a few people reach out that said they were a little too far away to join. Could I teach it on a Zoom? So I'm going to teach that class on a Zoom. Obviously, we're not going to be making things, but we'll be going through some of the oils that we could use in just everyday like mishaps, not like actual first aid, right? But everyday mishaps. And so I'll be teaching that at the beginning. That'll be our first Monday of June, the first Monday of the month. And then we'll be getting together for a brand partner call at the end of it. You guys have a beautiful rest of your evening. Thanks for joining tonight and taking time out of your schedule. See you guys later. Bye.